change, but a few things should stay the same, like protecting your child from serious diseases you can prevent now. Preventable diseases like measles, mumps, and whooping cough. Is camp, childcare, or in-person school on your family's agenda? Give your child a healthy and safe summer and school year by making sure they're up to date on vaccinations and well child visits. You have the power to protect. Call your healthcare provider to find out what vaccinations your child is due for and make an appointment today. If you need help finding a provider, visit parenthelp123.org or call the Help Me Grow Washington hotline at 1-800-322-2588. An interpretation is available.
Yo, what's good? It's D Money, and you should definitely check out Fresh Juice every Wednesday, 9 to 11 Pacific, right on Rainier Avenue Radio.
With pint-sized Patron, Pete Treasy the Don. Y'all be sure to clean your mirrors as we play brand new hip-hop and R&B from locals and worldwide.
It's ID Yourself, a.k.a. Malcolm Flex. Make sure you check out Fresh Juice every Wednesday, Pacific Standard Time from 9 to 11 p.m.
And to get those exclusive interviews that we be doing.
Sipping a brand new fresh juice every single week.
Yeah. Every Wednesday, 9 to 11, Rainier Avenue Radio. Yeah.
Different rules apply when it gets to sleep. You know what I mean? It's like after hours.
Whatever gets you through the night, it's all right.
Hello. I'm an unpaid spokesman for DJ Sotovaci. I'd like to invite you to listen to his free-form music show. It's popular music the way it was never intended to be heard. Whatever gets you through the night, late nights, here on RainierAvenueRadio.world.
Whatever gets you through the night.
Dealing with COVID-19 is uncharted territory, and everyone has different challenges. People may feel anxious, down, or overwhelmed. For some, these feelings can lead to changes in sleep patterns, an increased use of alcohol or drugs, or withdrawing from the people around them. If you know someone who's having a hard time coping, you can help by reaching out to talk and listen. To learn more about how you can help someone in need, call the Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 800-273-TALK. Brought to you by the state of Washington.
Rainier Avenue Radio.world is your 24/7 digital media hub. Tune in at Rainier Avenue Radio.world. Also find us on Facebook, Twitter, and TuneIn apps.
Well, hello there, world. Bettina Carey here. And I am the founder and CEO of We Empower You, the community, and WeEmpowerYourLife.com, the website. And we're live on Rainier Avenue Radio, where we're helping you to shatter glass ceilings with an S, because, well, glass ceilings are meant to be shattered, not just merely broken. If you've been looking for a way to shatter yours, you've come to the right place. And today's speaker is going to be with us here today to talk about being overwhelmed, overworked, and overcommitted. Stay tuned right now to learn how to transform from being a human doing to human being. Diane Beal will cover how to avoid 3 mistakes that will have you feeling fresh as a daisy. Diane Beal, the Silver Maven, mentors women 50 plus to transform from yesterday's commitments to today's possibilities so that they can launch a new era in their lives and create a life that they love at any age, no matter what the challenges life presents. She mentors them to create their womanifesto, their personal action plan to put order into their life's priorities so that they can align their passions, gifts, desires, and expertise, clarify who they are now at age 50 plus, decide what they really want to be, to do, be, and have in this stage of life, and to navigate with calm, clarity, and confidence at any age. It is with this, I welcome Diane Beal to the stage. Thank you so much for joining me here today.
Well, thank you for having me, Bettina. It's my pleasure to be your guest.
Oh, absolutely. And I am just so thrilled because you just recently joined the We Empower You community as not only a member, but also We Empower You Global Virtual Summit. So thank you so much for saying yes, as they say, not to the dress, but to the We Empower You membership. That said, we're going to dive right into our conversation here today, because we want to make sure that folks avoid 3 common mistakes that you're going to dial into today. But I first want to know who you are and why it is that you do the work that you do.
When I was a child, I had no role models. I had ideas and questions about life and no one to ask. And then later, as I was transitioning to the second half of my life after the age of 50, I again had no resources. So it part of the value of overcome, and being overwhelmed and when having overcommitments is that it put me in a position to open myself to new opportunities. And what emerged for me was this opportunity to empower other women to have the kinds of resources and support that they needed to transition through this second stage of life called life after 50.
All right, fantastic. And you and I just met recently, yet we've had this divine friendship that has shown up. So I'm so glad to be welcoming us into this conversation of life. I too am over 50. I'll be 64 this June. And I know what it's like to be 50 plus. And in 2020, I was thinking, like everybody else, I had bought this story about retiring and I was living into this retirement thinking. And then I realized, you know what? That's not who I am. I am not a retirer. I'll probably never retire. Mm-hmm. And in fact, I'm living into my inspirement years, as I've just started calling them. I feel like I'm a 24-year-old. So you probably are just like that yourself, I imagine.
Yes, I have
totally
redefined who I am and what I'm going to do with the second half of my life. And I'm excited about the possibilities. New things emerge for me daily, like meeting you and having this opportunity. So I'm just open to the possibilities.
Yay. I'm with you. Hallelujah, right? As they say. So you mentor women, and we're going to get into these 3 mistakes to avoid, right? So give me, what is the first mistake that you think women are making out there that are 50 plus?
Well, before I give the 3 mistakes, what I want to say is that I'm sharing my lessons from life in these 3 common mistakes. But if you remember nothing else, I'd like you to remember this, that what I learned from my story is that life by design provides no exit situations for self-discovery and awakening to our unrecognized potential. And so what I learned first is that my identity had expired. And what do I mean by that? It's that up until we're about age 50, our focus, or my focus, had been on education, on career, family, and community service. And so now the question that was demanding an answer from me was, who am I now that I'm in a new stage of life? And why is this important, you may ask? Well, my answer is what I now know is the unwelcome changes in my life, in health, in work, in wealth, relationships, and even identity were an opportunity, as I said earlier, to discover myself anew and to awaken to unrecognized potential. It was an opportunity for me to align my life at age 50 with my passions, with my gifts, my desires, and expertise.
And the way I put it is, I've been a wife, I've been a mother, I've been a sister, I'm auntie, and I've also been, just a girlfriend. And it's my time now. It's like, this is my time, not just anybody else's time that I've given, overcommitted. Obviously, I've experienced that as well. And now it's my time to be rested and balanced. And so you're speaking my language, to be sure.
I would like to also provide an example of what I did to create my new identity. I began by clarifying who I am now, not who I was in my 20s, my 30s, and 40s, when I was wife, when I was aunt, when I was daughter, and all of those other roles that you and I and others have played. So what I did was write a letter to my younger self asking for advice. And here's the advice that I gave to my younger self. I said, always trust your internal GPS to faithfully lead and guide you at every step on your journey, no matter what. And that was the primary advice that I gave, because it took me years to know that every step on my journey is preparing me for the next step. I was resistant for a while, but the school of life taught me how to welcome unwelcome change.
Yes. And that is the thing. It's like welcoming unwelcome change means that you reframe those realities, right? So that you put things in action that are going to benefit you instead of just, crying in your beer, so to speak. Given that it's St. Patty's Day, I'm sure there's a few people out there crying in their beer right now. So we've covered number one. What about number two? What's the second action that folks may need to be taking to avoid?
I've titled this Desire Dementia. And what do I mean by that? It's the question that's demanding an answer now is, what do I really want? What am I going to do with the rest of my life? And why is this question important? It's because in my experience, everything in my life came up for review. My unwelcome change led to restlessness. I was irritable, I was anxious, and I was discontent with my current situation. So how I corrected that mistake was to define my measures of success so that I could choose what's best for me rather than circumstances or other people or other sources. And I'd like to share with you what I define as my measures of success. I say, I know that I'm being successful by how my spirituality sustains me, my relationships nourish me, and my environments evolve me, no matter what. So whatever is occurring in my life, I measure it by those standards.
I have a one-liner for that. Go where you're celebrated, not just tolerated. Mm-hmm. And I love your remark about the GPS, that internal GPS that helps to guide you from point A to point B, from beginning to end, from the valleys to the summits, right? And when I'm being celebrated, I know it. When I'm being tolerated, I know that too. And I know over the years, I've sharpened my sword on that, because it used to be that I might stay a little too long in these not just the tolerated moments, whether that be a career move or a relationship. And of course, that would just go on and on and on forever if I hadn't stopped it, right? So I love that GPS. And, you use it every day, right? This is something that you're always constantly touching in with.
It guides me at every step on my journey. And what I've learned is whenever I've overruled my GPS and done it my way, I've lived to regret it. I've had to repeat a lesson or endure some unnecessary pain. But when I pay attention to that internal GPS, it never steers me wrong.
Yes, I have to say I am I'm guarding my GPS all the time, because especially when it comes to the health side of things, I have this really high level of health intuition. And so if I feel like, today's not the day for me to be running around doing something, I'll just lay low, chill out, pick up my feet. And then by the next day, the health situation has revealed itself and I've got a cold or I've got the flu or something like that. Or again, in the relationship to work, if the opportunity is not, if my gut says no, it's a no. If my heart says yes, it's a yes. That's how I came up with the Just Say Yes, we Empower You membership, right? Is because I want people to go with their heart, and if their heart says yes, go with it. If your gut says no, then don't. Absolutely not. What we have to offer is a really great membership opportunity, but maybe it doesn't fit that person. So we'd like to be all things to all people, but that doesn't mean we are. So it kind of goes both ways, right?
Absolutely. And I find that oftentimes in the wee hours of the morning, I will awaken with, I call it a download of my to-do items. And that's my internal GPS leading and guiding me. And I've been in several situations in that I just wasn't sure what to do. And as I take it day by day and respond in kind to that internal GPS, that morning download, I am astounded at the outcomes of my day or whatever it is that I'm working on. It exceeds my expectations in every way. And I'm just eternally grateful. I just wish that I had known or that I had chosen to listen to my GPS years earlier. But I know now, and I want to help other people learn from my mistakes so that they don't have to live them again.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's the culture that teaches women at a very young age, of our age, to just do for other people and not necessarily put ourselves on the list. But the last 20 or 30 years now, I have spent just claiming and owning what's my time and that I'm worthy of it, whatever it is I feel I'm worthy of. And it's changed my life for the better, I have to say. And I think those around me will say that it doesn't make me a bad person. It just makes me a solid, person who knows what they want in life now. I just think it's a much better way to go. So you practice, your practice is called the Silver Maven. I would love for our producer, Daniel, to bring up your website so that you can share a little bit before we get into the third mistake to avoid, so that you can share a little bit about what's going on your website here.
Well, on my website, what I'm trying to say is that, in our teens, we think we know it all, or at least we pretend that we do. And in our 20s, we think we've figured out life and how we're going to play the game of life. But in our 30s, we start realizing that we don't know what we don't know. And in our 40s, we begin to rethink life. But in our culture, until about the age of 50, we stay focused on education, career, finding our life partner, raising our family, and contributing to our community. But after age 50, the cultural mindset says life is about decline, despair, disease, and death. But I don't believe that. On my website, what I'm wanting to communicate is that life after 50 is a dynamic, a rich, and a rewarding stage of life. It's a time of self-discovery and adventure, but it's also a time of confusion and fear. And what I'm providing for those who are 50 and above, are 50 and better, is an opportunity to review and revise aspects of their life. I help, as you said earlier, women 50 plus transform from yesterday's roles, expectations, commitments to today's yearnings, possibilities, and opportunities. I mentor women to create their Womanifesto, which is their personal action plan to launch that new era in their life, so that they can identify who they are now, what they really want to do, and their roadmap for moving forward.
So, talking about the Womanifesto, name the third mistake that people have.
Well, the third mistake is not having a Womanifesto. And as I said, the Womanifesto is a customized plan for life after 50. And the reason it's important is it orders priorities. So for me, I know what to say yes to and what to say no to. It helps me unhook from thoughts and actions that no longer serve my highest good. And very importantly, it aligns my life with my passions, with my gifts, my desires, and expertise. I'm no longer spinning my wheels trying to figure out what's next. It helps me overcome that overwhelm, overwork, and overcommitment. And the result is I can navigate my life with calm, with clarity, and confidence, no matter what situations life presents our way.
I love it. I love it. And so folks can get a hold of you through the silvermaven.com. And that is the best place to get you. You also have an offer that you are making here today. So tell us a little bit about your special offer.
I've created a free gift to help you on your journey. And it's on my website. You simply go to thesilvermaven.com and download my blueprint for creating a life you love.
Fantastic. And this is a blueprint for creating the life you love. And it's simple, 7 simple steps that you can take right here, right now, today. You're going to want to go to thesilvermaven.com. And this is, I'm speaking with Diane Beal. Diane, we have a few more minutes left. I would love to get your final thoughts, a little bit more about what drives you and your passion and your reason for being here on this earth right now.
What I'd like to say is that I'll tell you a bit of my story that will help you understand why I'm here on the earth. When I was recruited by a Fortune 50 company, I thought all my hard work had finally paid off. I thought I'd found my perfect job and that I would love my life. But the reality was brutal. I spent 15 years enduring round after round of downsizing. And I remember juggling so many responsibilities that I felt like a human doing instead of a human being. I was drinking from a fire hose at work and at home. My husband had dementia. He was in deep denial, very angry, and I was the sole caregiver. And I eventually chose to retire early and become his full-time caretaker. But for 7 more years, I was overwhelmed, overworked, and overcommitted. Michael Beckwith says it this way: the pain pushes until the vision pulls. And I reached my tipping point when my pain became so great, I had to find a solution. I chose to turn my pain into my tipping point. And so what is significant about that is it opened a whole new possibility for me. I was inspired to create and to hone the Womanifesto program. And I developed it in my own situation. Then over the years, I began applying it to those in my community and realized there was an opportunity for me to live the life that was calling me. That calling had been there since I was 7 years old. And by not heeding that internal GPS for many of those years, it took me longer to get to this point. But now I know I'm here doing what I was born to do. And that gives me great satisfaction.
Which brings us to today, where you're a member of the We Empower You community, which I am so, so grateful for you heeding the call, listening to your GPS that said yes to the We Empower You membership. What has happened since you became a member about 2.5 weeks ago?
You know, Bettina, it was a Kairos moment for me. It was a time when preparation met opportunity. And I also said earlier when I was talking about my measures of success, one of those measures is my relationships nourish me and my environments evolve me. And being a part of this community has allowed me to up-level my relationships as well as the environments that are evolving me to actually live more fully in the life that was calling me. So that's for me, that's Kairos, and I'm eternally grateful.
Oh, yes. I think they also call that luck. And I have to say, as a proud mama, so to speak, to this birthing of the We Empower You community, I am welcoming you to this wonderful stage, the platforms that we have, the radio station program here on Rainier Avenue Radio, the summit that we do every single quarter. And I can't wait to feature you at the June 8th summit, which will be coming up in 2022 and beyond, because members get priority for speaking. And furthermore, you're going to hone your 5-minute spotlight video that will be featured on the Worldwide TV network in addition. And then it's just about getting you on bigger platforms so that you can get your message to the masses, because that's what we're good at, right?
Oh, I'm just honored and deeply grateful.
Well, great. This is Bettina Carey here with Diane Beal. Again, just one more time, tell folks how they can get a hold of you and your website, and what are they going to find there?
I am Diane Beal, and you can reach me at thesilvermaven.com. I've created a free gift to help you on your journey. Download for free my blueprint for creating a life you love. And thank you, Bettina, for this opportunity and for the gift of your time.
Absolutely. So in closing, everyone, you know that we're here for you, and you are welcome to become a member of the We Empower You community. As I like to say, coaching is a noble profession, but many coaches that are very talented are finding it difficult to connect with those that they could be helping. And what we've done here at the We Empower You community is we've brought coaches together with those that they can be helping on several different platforms, including this one here, live on Rainier Avenue Radio. And I am inviting you to be joining us at the upcoming We Empower You Global Summit, which is coming up June 8th. Goes 8:30 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. We also host weekly meetings on Wednesdays, and that is at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And we cannot wait to have you there. Thank you so much, Diane, for joining us here today. It's been wonderful to have you.
Thank you.
And next up, we're going to have our own very own Women's Empowerment Radio right here on Rainier Avenue Radio, episode number 45. Thanks, everyone, for listening and or watching. Please leave us a comment. I read them all, and I love your feedback. Join us each and every Thursday right here on Rainier Avenue Radio at 1:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Bye, everyone. See you next week.
Coaching is a noble profession, but in these current tumultuous times, so many talented coaches are finding that they simply cannot connect with people that they could be helping. And people need our help more than ever these days. That is why I conceived the We Empower You Global Community and Global Virtual Summit. I'm Bettina Carey, and I'm inviting you to join with some of the world's leading empowerment coaches, trainers, authors, mentors, and thought leaders for our upcoming We Empower You Global Virtual Summit. There's an old adage and saying that goes, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. It is in that spirit of togetherness that we aim to help connect more talented coaches to the people that they might help. Join us for free and share your knowledge in this Find Wealth by Giving endeavor. And there isn't a hidden fee or big sales pitch at the end. You will be shoulder to shoulder with some of the world's best thought leaders, newsmakers, and game changers. And you will see for yourself exactly what the We Empower You global community and membership is all about. It's a blend of altruism and business, to be sure. This endeavor is audacious, and we hope to plant seeds that take deep roots. So we need you. If you have a goal of helping others reach and achieve that next rung, if your work aids in lifting people out of self-limiting beliefs, if you're ready to fix the world one client at a time, or spread your message to the masses, you're welcome to join us for our We Empower You Global Summit. Tickets are free, but RSVP is required. Scan the QR code if you're watching on TV, or go to our website at weempoweryourlife.com and click on the Summit Tickets tab to get more information and to claim your free Zoom admission ticket. We empower you. Together we will go far.